On March 1, 1692, in Salem Village, Massachusetts, local magistrates began the infamous Salem witch trials by interrogating Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba. The trials were ignited when young girls in the village exhibited strange behaviors and accused these women of witchcraft. Tituba, an enslaved woman in Reverend Samuel Parris's household, confessed under duress and implicated others, fueling the hysteria. Sarah Good, a destitute woman, and Sarah Osborne, who had legal disputes with the Putnam family, both denied the accusations. The trials led to the execution of 19 individuals and the imprisonment of many others. The Articles of Confederation, serving as the first Constitution of the United States, were ratified on March 1, 1781. This document established a confederation of sovereign states with a weak central government, reflecting the colony's wariness of centralized authority. However, its limitations, such as the lack of power to levy taxes or regulate commerce, soon became apparent, leading to the drafting of the U.S. Constitution in 1787. In 1796, the Batavian Republic nationalized the Dutch East India Company, VOC, once a powerful trading entity. The company's financial troubles, corruption, and the changing political landscape led to its dissolution. Its assets and territories were taken over by the state, marking the end of an era in global trade and colonization. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Chase was acquitted on March 1, 1805, concluding his impeachment trial in the Senate. Chase had been charged with political bias and misconduct, but his acquittal reinforced the principle of judicial independence and set a precedent regarding the impeachment of federal judges. On March 1, 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte escaped exile on the island of Elba and returned to France, initiating the period known as the 100 Days. His return rallied supporters, leading to his brief restoration to power before his ultimate defeat at the Battle of Waterloo. Delegates from 57 Texas communities convened on March 1, 1836, at Washington on the Brazos to deliberate independence from Mexico. This convention led to the adoption of the Texas Declaration of Independence on March 2, marking the birth of the Republic of Texas. President John Tyler signed a bill on March 1, 1845, authorizing the annexation of the Republic of Texas into the United States. This decision, influenced by the doctrine of manifest destiny, eventually led to the Mexican-American War. Marshal Francisco Solano Lopez, leader of Paraguay, died on March 1, 1870, during the Battle of Cerro Cora. His death marked the end of the Paraguayan War, a devastating conflict against the Triple Alliance of Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. Yellowstone National Park was established on March 1, 1872, as the world's first national park. Located primarily in Wyoming, it was set aside to preserve its unique geothermal features and natural beauty for public enjoyment. In 1893, electrical engineer Nikola Tesla gave the first public demonstration of radio communication in St. Louis, Missouri. His work laid the foundation for wireless communication technologies that revolutionized global communication. French physicist Henri Becquerel discovered radioactive decay in 1896. While investigating phosphorescence in uranium salts, he found that they emitted radiation without exposure to external energy, leading to the discovery of radioactivity. The Australian Army was formed on March 1, 1901, following the Federation of Australia. It unified the military forces of the 6 separate colonies into a single national army. On March 1, 1910, the deadliest avalanche in U.S. history occurred in Wellington, Washington. The disaster buried a Great Northern Railway train, resulting in the deaths of 96 people. In 1914, China joined the Universal Postal Union, integrating its mail system with the International Postal Network and facilitating global communication. The Zimmermann Telegram, a secret communication from German Foreign Minister Arthur Zimmermann proposing a military alliance between Germany and Mexico against the U.S., was published in American newspapers on March 1, 1917. The revelation outraged the American public and contributed to the U.S. entering World War I. In the 1920-1921 Ashes series, the Australian cricket team, captained by Warwick Armstrong, achieved a historic 5-0 whitewash against England. This marked the first time in Ashes history that a team won all 5 matches in the series. Australia's dominance was evident throughout, with notable performances from players like Charlie McCartney and Arthur Maylie. This feat remained unmatched for 86 years until Australia repeated a 5-0 whitewash in the 2006-2007 series. On March 1, 1932, Charles Augustus Lindbergh, Jr., the 20-month-old son of famed aviator Charles Lindbergh and Anne Morrow Lindbergh, was abducted from his nursery in the family's Hopewell, New Jersey home. A ransom note demanding $50,000 was found on the windowsill. Despite extensive efforts to secure his return, the child's body was discovered on May 12, 1932, near the Lindbergh residence. The case led to the arrest and conviction of Bruno Richard Hauptmann, who was executed in 1936. This tragic event prompted the U.S. Congress to pass the Federal Kidnapping Act, making it a federal offense to transport kidnapping victims across state lines. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, commenced financial operations on March 1, 1947. Established to promote international monetary cooperation and exchange rate stability, the IMF provides financial assistance and policy advice to member countries facing economic difficulties. Its creation was a response to the economic challenges following World War II, aiming to prevent economic crises and support global financial stability. On March 1, 1950, Klaus Fuchs, a German-born physicist who had worked on the British and American atomic bomb projects during World War II, was convicted of passing top-secret atomic bomb information to the Soviet Union. His espionage activities significantly advanced the Soviet nuclear program. Fuchs was sentenced to 14 years in prison and stripped of his British citizenship. Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin suffered a severe stroke on March 1, 1953, leading to his death 4 days later on March 5. Stalin's death marked a significant turning point in Soviet history, leading to a power struggle and eventual policy shifts, including a move away from the extreme repression characteristic of his rule. On March 1, 1954, the United States conducted the Castle Bravo nuclear test at Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean. The test of a 15-megaton hydrogen bomb resulted in unexpected radioactive contamination, affecting nearby inhabited atolls and Japanese fishing vessels. This incident raised global concerns about the dangers of nuclear testing and its environmental and health impacts. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, finalized the draft of the radiotelephony spelling alphabet for the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, on March 1, 1956. Commonly known as the NATO phonetic alphabet, it assigns code words to each letter of the English alphabet, e.g. Alpha for A, Bravo for B, to ensure clear communication, especially in aviation and military operations. The Soviet space probe Venera 3 crashed on Venus on March 1, 1966, becoming the first spacecraft to impact another planet's surface. Although it failed to transmit data back to Earth, this mission represented a significant milestone in space exploration and paved the way for future missions to Venus and other planets. On March 1, 1971, President of Pakistan Yahya Khan indefinitely postponed the scheduled National Assembly session. This decision led to widespread civil disobedience in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, escalating tensions that eventually culminated in the Bangladesh Liberation War and the creation of an independent Bangladesh later that year. On March 1, 1974, 7 individuals, including top aides to President Richard Nixon, were indicted for their roles in the Watergate break-in and subsequent cover-up. The charges included conspiracy to obstruct justice. These indictments were a pivotal development in the Watergate scandal, which ultimately led to President Nixon's resignation. On March 1, 1990, the United States Secret Service conducted a raid on the offices of Steve Jackson Games, a publisher of role-playing games. The raid was part of a broader investigation into computer hacking, but led to controversy over issues of privacy and freedom of speech. This incident contributed to the founding of the Electronic Frontier Foundation, an organization dedicated to defending civil liberties in the digital world. James Cameron's film Titanic became the first movie to gross over $1 billion worldwide on March 1, 1998. The film's immense popularity and box office success set new records in the film industry and demonstrated the global appeal of blockbuster cinema. On March 1, 2002, U.S. and coalition forces launched Operation Anaconda in eastern Afghanistan. The mission aimed to eliminate al-Qaeda and Taliban forces in the Shahi-Kot Valley. The operation faced fierce resistance but was a significant early battle in the ongoing war in Afghanistan. On March 1, 2002, the European Space Agency, ESA, successfully launched Envisat, an advanced environmental satellite, aboard an Ariane 5 rocket from Kourou, French Guiana. Weighing approximately 8,211 kilograms and measuring 10.5 meters in length with a diameter of 4.57 meters, Envisat was the largest civilian Earth observation satellite at the time. It was placed into a sun-synchronous polar orbit at an altitude of about 790 kilometers, enabling it to provide consistent lighting conditions for its observations. Equipped with 10 sophisticated instruments, Envisat monitored various environmental parameters, including atmospheric composition, ocean temperatures, land surface changes, and ice dynamics. Its mission significantly advanced our understanding of Earth's climate and environmental processes. The satellite operated successfully for over a decade, until communication was lost on April 8, 2012. On March 1, 2003, the U.S. Customs Service and the U.S. Secret Service were transferred from the Department of the Treasury to the newly established Department of Homeland Security, DHS. This reorganization aimed to consolidate and enhance the nation's security efforts in response to evolving threats. The U.S. Customs Service, responsible for regulating and facilitating international trade, collecting import duties, and enforcing U.S. trade laws, was merged into U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, a component of DHS. The U.S. Secret Service, known for its dual mission of protecting national leaders and investigating financial crimes, also became part of DHS. This structural change was part of a broader effort to unify various federal agencies under DHS to improve coordination and effectiveness in safeguarding the United States.